I invite you here to take your victory lap, sir. The credibility for Michael Cohen and his Substack goes through the roof. If you haven't subscribed, then you're missing out on great analysis. What do you attribute it to?
I don't know. Just got lucky.
Come on.
No, actually, no. In all seriousness, I think, I one thing I said about this, I think this election from a while is, I didn't make a prediction about the number of seats the Democrats would get, and I will say that like a couple days before Election Day, I did kind of waver a little bit because the polling did seem to suggest that Republicans were picking up were improving. This was a really hard election to predict. There were a lot of data points that really pointed in, I think, different directions, and because of that, I think what was needed was sort of humility about what we knew, what we didn't know. And I think a lot of respects, people got a little ahead of themselves with sort of predicting one or the other. I mean, what I did, I wrote a piece in August basically, look at all of the data points. They all kind of suggest that Democrats are going to do pretty well in this election, right? The special election results where they overperformed. Apparently the effect of the abortion decision on energizing Democratic voters, the really lousy candidates that Republicans had running in a lot of key races, which really played out the way I thought it would, which is that those candidates were hurt by being bad candidates. And so I think, all of those factors led me to think this is going to be a pretty close race. And even when you began to see the talk about a red wave and you saw some of the poll numbers begin to shift to Republicans, I still wasn't convinced that this was going to go against Democrats because, there were just these other data points suggested that this was a close race. I think that's the way it played out. Now, I will say that on the Senate, it played exactly like I thought it was going to play out. I expected it to be 50-49. I expect that Warnock will win the runoff in Georgia. This is exactly the way I thought it was going to play. The House, I'm surprised by the House. I thought the Republicans pick up about 15 seats. They might still pick up 15 seats, but this was not, it was closer than I thought it was going to be.